Hi everyone, welcome back to the First Time Gardener series. Today is all about watering and fertilizing. I'm going to share with you how, when, and how often to water and fertilize your indoor seedlings. Now, watering and fertilizing is by far the question I get asked about the most. If you're a first-time gardener, you might be struggling in this area either by over-loving and drowning your plants or by underwatering and fertilizing and your plants die. But no worries. I'm going to break it down, share all the tips and tricks today so you know exactly what to do. So first off, let's answer the question, how often should I be watering my indoor seedlings? And I really wish there was a magic bullet answer for this, folks. It would make it so much easier, but it's going to be different for everyone, depending upon a couple of different variables. The first variable being temperature. So if you're growing your seedlings near a sunny window, or if your house is just a little bit warmer, they're going to dry out a lot quicker and will be needing watering more often. On the other hand, if your house is cooler, they're not going to dry out as quick and won't need watering as often. So first variable is temperature. Second variable is what your seedlings are growing in. For example, right here I've got some seedlings growing in little 6-packs with soil. And then I have a little seedling here growing in a peat pellet. Now the peat pellet is a lot smaller, so it's going to dry out a lot quicker. We'll need watering more often. The cups with soil have a little bit more soil in here, can hold a little bit more water content, and we'll be needing watering less often. But the key is you gotta check your plants daily to see if they actually need water. The most important thing you can do to monitor your plants' watering needs is to check your garden daily and have fun with it. You're watching your little seedling babies grow. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. But there are a couple of clues that you can look for that will take the guesswork out of it. The first thing being the color of the soil. So the soil here is a nice light brown color, which indicates that it's starting to dry out and that it does need water within a day or two. I usually wait until the next day because remember on last week's video we talked about fungus gnats. Let the soil dry out just a little bit farther down in your seedling trays, and that will help kind of stave those fungus gnats off. So here, in contrast, the color of this soil is a darker brown color, which indicates that there's a good amount of moisture content in this seedling tray here and that they don't need water. So clue number one is the color of the soil. Clue number two is the weight of the containers that your seedlings are growing in. Now, when you pick up your containers, if it's a light weight, that indicates that the soil is drying out and it's just about time to water. Now, on the other hand, if your containers are a little bit heavier, it indicates there's more water content in the soil, and you can usually wait another day or two. With a little bit of practice, you'll get to be a pro at looking for these clues so that you can see when your plants actually do need water. Once you've determined that, let's talk about how to water your seedlings. Now, what a lot of people do is they come in here, take a gallon of water and just pour it right over the tops of their seedlings. Now, you definitely don't want to do what I just did here because number one, the water can splash, spread fungal diseases, or you can displace your tiny seeds or your seedlings. What you want to do is do something that's called bottom watering. So what I'm going to do is pour water into the tray, and what will happen is these 6-packs will soak the water up from the bottom. It'll saturate the soil a lot more thoroughly, so you won't have to water quite as often, and then it doesn't run the danger of spreading the fungal diseases to your plants. So you can water your peat pellets the same exact way. They'll soak it up. And you're going to let them sit in the water for about 10 to 15 minutes till the top of the soil turns this nice dark brown color, which indicates it's soaked up the water. Then what you want to do is pour off any excess water. You definitely don't want your plants sitting in water. It could cause a root rot and also encourages the fungus gnats to lay their eggs, and you definitely don't want that. So I'm pouring out the excess water. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get that last little bit of water out of the tray. So a little trick here, what I like to use is a turkey baster. Just suck up the water, save it for another use. Bottom watering really is a healthier and more efficient way to water your seedlings. Definitely the way to go. Now that you got the watering down, let's talk about when to start fertilizing your indoor seedlings. First off, when your seedlings first emerge in their little seed trays here, they have just their little baby leaves. They don't need fertilizing at this point. They're getting all the nutrients they need from the seed itself. But when they get a couple inches tall and they start to develop something called their true leaves, they definitely need a little bit of feeding to move them on to the next level, to keep them healthy and strong, and to keep growing. So here my little tomato seedlings are a couple inches tall. They have 2 sets of true leaves. Now the true leaves are the leaves that actually look like a little tomato leaf. You've got one in the middle, one on the outside. It's a perfect time to start feeding your plants. The second question is, what do I feed them with? Well, you want to feed them with an organic water-soluble fertilizer that dissolves in water, and then those nutrients are immediately available to your plants, giving them a little boost and helping them be healthy and happy. So 2 things are my go-to. First off, I use the Vermistera Vitality. This really supercharges your plants. It's worm castings in a bottle. It has growth hormones in it, which really help with the root development of your plants. The second thing I use is Good Dirt Plant Food. This has a little bit higher of a nitrogen content, which will help bring about that green leafy growth that you definitely want in your seedlings. Now, the key to feeding your seedlings is easy does it. You definitely don't want to overdo it and burn your plants. So I always go about half strength on the fertilizers. I'm going to do about a shot glass full of the Vermistera Vitality and about 2 pumps of the Good Dirt Plant Food per gallon of water. Give it a little stir. And you want to feed your seedlings about once a week. You can do this in one of your regular watering sessions. Do it the same way, just bottom water your plants here. Wait till they soak up the water and the nutrients. Pour off the excess and use the extra to water another seedling tray, water your house plants, or to water something outside in the garden. Let me know in the comments how things are going with watering and fertilizing your indoor seedlings. I especially want to hear from you first-time gardeners. Just let me know if you have any questions. And everything we covered in today's video is in Chapter 3 of my book, Organic Gardening for Everyone. Now, if you haven't yet started your indoor seedlings, it's definitely not too late to start. Jump over to CallieKimGardeningHome.com and grab one of my spring garden seed collections. When you buy the seed book bundle, you'll save $5, and you can still pre-order my brand new book, which comes out next month, The First Time Gardener Raised Bed Gardening, over there as well. You get a $10 coupon code to use on your seeds. And one last thing here, guys, I'm having a special sale this weekend. It's called a BOGO sale. I've never done one of these before. You buy 1 seed collection, you get the second seed collection of equal or lesser value at half off. So it's a really good deal. Use the code CallieKimThinkSpring. The sale runs through Monday, March 14th, 2022, and does apply to my seed collections only. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.